I have liked my stepsister since I was young. Not only did I like to sneak under her blanket to warm up every night, but also when I grew up, publicly expressing my feelings in front of everyone, but she rejected me cruelly, not only withdrawing all her gentleness towards me, even to make me give up hope. She brought home a man and made me call him brother-in-law. That night, I cried until I was exhausted. It was time to end this irrational relationship, so I called my teacher. Teacher, I have thought carefully about the exchange program you mentioned. I will participate. On the other end of the line, the teacher smiled with satisfaction, then asked curiously, Yi Fan, why did you suddenly change your decision? Previously, the teacher had talked until his lips were dry, but still couldn't persuade me. After hearing this, I remained silent, just smiled bitterly. The teacher noticed my mood, quickly changing the subject. Well, within this month, you should say goodbye to your family and friends. After all, this trip will be several years. After finishing, the teacher hung up. While I remained standing in place, I muttered to myself, family, friends, I don't have friends, and as for family, I only have my stepsister left. While daydreaming, there was a knock on the door from outside. Young master. Dinner is ready, please come down. It was the butler. The hope in my eyes faded. Since I boldly confessed my feelings, Liu Ruyan has been coming home less and less. This large mansion, living alone makes it much colder. Actually, nothing has changed. It's just that I can't help but miss her. Miss the simple yet warm days we had before. After going downstairs, I saw Liu Ruyan sitting at the dining table. My eyes flashed with joy, but after hearing my footsteps, she just glanced at me once, then didn't look at me again. I observed Liu Ruyan's expression, carefully sat down. Immediately, Liu Ruyan, who was still eating, wiped her mouth, got up ready to leave. I watched Liu Ruyan's back as she left. A sense of grievance rose in my heart because she wanted to avoid me. She hadn't even finished eating before hastily putting down her chopsticks. Do I make her hate me that much? I looked at her, pouring out my feelings. How long do you want to avoid me? Hearing this, Liu Ruyan's footsteps paused. After a long while, she coldly spoke. You're overthinking. The words got stuck in my throat, unable to come out. Then why are you? Before I could finish my sentence, Liu Ruyan interrupted me. I and Fu Yan have to attend a party. I won't be coming home tonight. After speaking, Liu Ruyan walked away in her high heels, each step quickly, leaving the mansion, her steps fast as if escaping from something frightening. I pursed my lips, smiled, self-mockingly, then left the dining table. The butler, seeing this, hesitantly spoke up, Young master, you haven't touched anything. Aren't you going to eat any more? I glanced at the dishes that had barely been touched. Among them was the sweet and sour ribs that I liked the most, but I had lost interest. I sadly said, throw it away. The following days, Liu Ruyan didn't come home. This also gave me time to pack my luggage. After all, going abroad for a long time, need to bring many things, making me almost forget. Today is the day Fu Yan proposes. Fu Yan is Liu Ruyan's boyfriend. A few days ago, he told me he would propose. Fu Yan called to confirm many times, requesting that I must be present. He didn't want Liu Ruyan to have any regrets, and I, her only family, should also witness it. At this moment, I am trying on the suit that Liu Ruyan bought for me. Liu Ruyan once said I looked very handsome in this suit. Today is her important moment. I should dress formally. After all, I am the bride's family. Must make it look good while tying the tie, but my clumsy hands just couldn't tie it. Previously, Liu Ruyan always tied it for me, thinking about not having her. I can't even tie a tie. I gradually lost patience. At this moment, there was a knock on the door. I said irritably, Mr. Li, I am not home. No need to call me for dinner. Just as I finished speaking, the door opened. It was her, Liu Ruyan, the main character of today's proposal. I didn't expect she would come home today. I stood stunned in place, awkwardly scratching my head. Liu Ruyan frowned and asked, going out dressed so formally? I calmly lied, going to attend an activity at school. After speaking, I didn't look at Liu Ruyan anymore, but Liu Ruyan looked at the tie around my neck, realized something. She stepped closer, making me tense and hold my breath. Then Liu Ruyan carefully took the tie and tied it neatly in one go. After tying it, Liu Ruyan didn't say anything, just silently retreated to her original position. Liu Ruyan had left, but left behind her distinctive oleander scent, making me unable to recover for a long time. I thought I could act naturally in front of her, but as soon as I saw her, she still easily stirred my emotions. I awkwardly spoke up, thank you. Liu Ruyan, hearing this, slightly frowned, almost unnoticeably. She said discontentedly, I am your sister. You don't need to be so formal with me. The title sister always reminds me. My heart felt like thousands of ants gnawing at it. I came to my senses, thinking to myself, that's right, she is my sister. That's all. I and Liu Ruyan are from a blended family. Initially, I couldn't accept having a new sister. Never gave Liu Ruyan a smile, but faced with my groundless hostility, Liu Ruyan never got angry. Instead, she returned my bad deeds with twice the kindness. But I only thought Liu Ruyan was being fake. I believe Liu Ruyan approached me, certainly had a purpose, because no one is kind to me without reason, until a major fire finally made me completely accept Liu Ruyan. That year, a fire burned our home to ashes, but I and Liu Ruyan, because we were at school, escaped this disaster. At 15, I felt the world collapsed. But Lu Ruyan didn't shed a single tear, just hugged and comforted me. She stroked my head saying, "Don't be afraid. I am here." I cried and struggled, shouting, "Stop pretending. My mother is dead. You have no obligation to take care of me." Liu Ruyan firmly said, "You are my brother for life." At that moment, I felt a ray of light shining into my dark world, and that source of light was the sister I had always bullied. Since then, Liu Ruyan kept her word, alone with her small body, shouldering our broken family. Many years passed. Our lives got better and better. Liu Ruyan, after graduation, started a successful business, becoming the powerful CEO Liu of today. And I, thanks to her light, was addressed as young master by the butler. Liu Ruyan also always fulfilled the responsibilities of a sister, but I no longer wanted to call her sister. As the years went by and I grew up, I gradually realized my feelings for Liu Ruyan were not simply sibling affection. Whenever I saw Liu Ruyan, I couldn't help wanting to get close. Each time I got close, I would hear my panicked heartbeat. So after I grew up, I eagerly wanted to tell Liu Ruyan about my true feelings. There was no warmth and sweetness as I imagined. Instead, I received a stinging slap. I saw Liu Ruyan opposite me, angry to the point her chest heaved constantly. Her eyes were bloodshot. "Yi Fan, are you crazy? This is incest. Don't you know? I am your sister. How can you have such dirty thoughts?" I was slapped so hard. My face turned. I wiped the blood from the corner of my mouth, painfully said, "So what? We don't have any blood relation. Don't you feel any feelings for me? Even just a little?" Liu Ruyan, who was always gentle, this time was completely different. She coldly refused. "No, not even a bit. For our entire lives, we can only have one relationship. That is siblings." Then she and Fu Yan dated for 2 years. I reluctantly asked Liu Ruyan if she had always been pretending to deceive me. Liu Ruyan just calmly replied, "I and him have dated for 2 years. I don't need to waste my youth playing games. You should wake up. You should have your own life, instead of focusing everything on me. I won't see you as persistent. I'll just see you as losing face." Liu Ruyan's words, each word and sentence hit me, pierced through my heart. Words had reached this point. Continuing would be impolite. She was right. I should have my own life. So I chose to accept the teacher's invitation. I couldn't, after being rejected, still pretend as if nothing happened. I couldn't continue playing the role of her brother. Even less could I watch her and another man move into our house. This one-sided love lasting 5 years. I couldn't persist anymore. This one-man play was also time to fall apart. I looked at her, tentatively spoke up. "Didn't Fu Yan arrange to meet you? Why do you have time to come home?" Liu Ruyan strangely replied, "Having a meeting and coming home aren't contradictory, are they?" I heard this and nodded. Then the room fell into silence. Liu Ruyan was the first to break the silence. "Do you need me to drive you?" I looked at Liu Ruyan offering to drive me in front of me. My eyes flashed with joy. It had been a long time since I rode in Liu Ruyan's car. Liu Ruyan also hadn't for a long time calmly talked with me, but today, on this day, I could only refuse. I forced a smile, saying, "No need." Hearing this, Liu Ruyan showed surprise in her eyes, but didn't say anything, just nodded, preparing to leave. I watched her back as she left, gathering all my courage to speak up. "Remember to dress up nicely." Hearing this, Liu Ruyan found it strange, but still nodded in agreement. I arrived early at the proposal venue. The scene was, as I said, full of purple flowers, a private and secluded room. All of these ideas were from me that Fu Yan used. Fu Yan said I understood Liu Ruyan best, surely knew what she liked. I wanted to refuse, but once it involved Liu Ruyan, I had lost my boundaries. I stood in front of the large screen, watching Liu Ruyan enter the restaurant. She wore a formal white dress, looking incredibly holy. Everyone present held their breath. Liu Ruyan then took out her phone, dialed a number. The phone rang the next second. I suppressed my surprise and answered the phone. "How's Yi Fan's school activity going?" People around signaled me to follow along. I said, "Going well. And you? Is the date going smoothly?" W. Yan is being too mysterious. This restaurant, besides the staff, doesn't even have anyone else. After saying this, Liu Ruyan and the monitoring screen entered the private area. She said, "Looks like someone is proposing here." The song playing as Love is so simple that we used to listen to before. I smiled bitterly. This song was also what I revealed to Fu Yan. Next is Liu Ruyan on the other end of the phone. Liu Ruyan looked at Fu Yan with surprise and emotion. In the tense atmosphere, everyone was waiting for her answer. Under Fu Yan's gaze, she slowly nodded. Liu Ruyan and Fu Yan's friends all excitedly jumped up. I stood alone on the side, looking very out of place at this moment. Liu Ruyan's best friend, seeing this, spoke up. "What's wrong? Can't bear to let your sister marry?" I just smiled without answering. After the successful proposal, everyone came to the private room. Liu Ruyan looked at her best friend in surprise. "You all came. Of course, such an important moment for you. How could we be absent?" Then Liu Ruyan saw me. Her expression complex, finally saying nothing. My eyes filled with tears. Very seriously said, "I wish you happiness." Liu Ruyan, hearing my words, seemed stunned, as if not expecting me to say that. She paused for a moment, then opened her mouth. "Thank you." Fu Yan also stepped forward to thank me. "This time, thanks to you a lot. Yi Fan, thank you." Then Fu Yan led everyone out of the restaurant. In the sky, fireworks suddenly began. Li Ruyan looked at the fireworks, smiling with surprise. Then she rested her head on Fu Yan's shoulder, watching the fireworks with him. They looked so well matched. Deeply in love, the proposal was very successful. I should also complete my task and withdraw. I declined their invitation to go to karaoke. Returning home alone, when lying on the bed, tears that could no longer be suppressed flowed out. Lu Ruyan had found someone good for her. Theoretically, I should be happy, but I just couldn't be happy. Even selfishly wanting to keep her for myself. But she doesn't love me. Can't deceive myself anymore. This result was already the best ending. I scrolled through my phone. Lu Ruyan. Rarely posted on social media. It was an image of two hands wearing wedding rings, with the caption, "Allowing you to enter my world." I just looked once and felt my heart shattered. I avoided it, scrolled past. But tonight on social media, everything was about Fu Yan's proposal. This made me face reality. Lu Ruyan was really getting married. The next morning, I went to school to handle the exchange student procedures. The academic advisor looked at me, surprisingly said, "Does your sister know you're going abroad? Normally, she worries so much. How could she let you go abroad?" The academic advisor didn't say this without reason, to make me respected at school. Lu Ruyan had donated a library to the school, even no matter how busy she was. Whenever I had something, she would immediately come to school. I smiled, explaining, "We are no longer children, should have our own lives. Moreover, in the adult world, separation is the most common thing." The academic advisor nodded after hearing this, not asking anymore. The following days, Lu Ruyan was at home. Her attitude towards me had returned to before, but I no longer look forward to Lu Ruyan coming home like before, because these days, the topics she discussed with me, all related to the wedding. The sweetness on Lu Ruyan's face always pierced me. The details of the wedding made me lose courage to continue listening. Lu Ruyan looked at me, spoke up. "Today, your brother-in-law will come home for dinner. He said he wants to get to know you." I heard this and nodded. Not even married yet, and already have to change how I address him? In the evening, Fu Yan was like the host, sitting with Li Ruyan. He was peeling shrimp for Lu Ruyan while saying, "Xiao Fan. From now on, we are family. If you have anything, just tell me. Things I can help with, I will definitely help." I dejectedly nodded. Throughout the meal, it became the stage for Fu Yan and Lu Ruyan's affection. They were intimate with each other, as if no one else was around, completely ignoring my existence. I also knew to be considerate and prepared to leave. Fu Yan spoke again. "Xiao Fan, this weekend my company will host a ball. You should come and join us." I really didn't want to stay any longer, but had to reluctantly nod to get it over with. On the day of the ball, everyone around brought their dance partners, but I was alone. I took a glass of wine, gently sipped it. The next moment, the main character of the ball, Fu Yan, led Lu Ruyan to the scene. I looked at her stunned. Today she was truly beautiful. I saw Li Ruyan wearing a long dark red dress, hair neatly tied up, her aura both gentle and cold, but Fu Yan was holding her waist beside her, making me immediately sober up. She was so beautiful, but belonged to Fu Yan, not to me. Throughout the whole process she was so radiant, making people unable to look away, gracefully navigating the world of fame and fortune, while I was just a young college student. In other words, I really wasn't qualified to confess to her. After all, Lu Ruyan was too outstanding. Even her suitors were millionaires. Li Ruyan and Fu Yan walked arm in arm wherever they went, always receiving blessings and admiration from those around. The person next to me said, "Rarely see such a well-matched pair. Both are too perfect." Hearing this, I immediately took my wine glass and drank it empty in one go. My throat instantly felt burning hot and dry. Ruyan throughout the event didn't look at me once, or perhaps she never paid attention to me. While I was daydreaming, suddenly all the lights on the stage turned off. The hall immediately plunged into darkness. Just as I was wondering, the host on stage spoke up. "Rules. Those present pair up. 2 people. Kiss for 30 seconds to win." Hearing this, the thread in my mind snapped. My mind went blank. I felt afraid. I wasn't afraid of losing, but afraid of witnessing Lu Ruyan kiss another man. It had been 2 years already, but until now, I still didn't have enough courage. But the next second, the lights came on. The scene before me made me ache. I saw the stage lights, shining on Fu Yan and Liu Ruyan in the center. Fu Yan and Liu Ruyan were kissing, forgetting everything else. Fu Yan's possessive kiss, as if wanting to pull Liu Ruyan into his arms. The people around seeing this erupted in continuous teasing, but I just felt too embarrassed, really wanted to escape, and then I actually did so. I took long strides, leaving the hall. After exiting the main door, I breathed the outside air in large gulps. The image just now made me even forget how to breathe. The shock of this scene was no less than the slap Liu Ruyan had given me. The difference was one was physical pain, while today was mental pain. After a long time, I still hadn't recovered, just letting the cold wind blow on my face, bone-chilling cold, but I didn't move. After a long while, I took out a pack of cigarettes from my pocket that I had just taken from the party. I only smoked once. That was when my confession failed. After Li Ruyan found out, she strictly threw away all cigarettes on me. At that time, I promised her I would never smoke again. But today, I feel an itch in my heart, missing something, so I took out a cigarette, lit it. I took a few puffs. It just felt uncomfortable, even made me want to cough. but I still ignored it and continued smoking. At least I could temporarily forget everything while smoking. Liu Ruyan had left the party at some point. She saw me, rushed over to grab the cigarette and threw it on the ground, used her high heels to put it out. She looked at me disappointedly, asked, "Didn't you promise me that you would never smoke again? Is your promise worth only this much?" Liu Ruyan returned to her annoyed tone. Her gentleness no longer existed because I was smoking. She saw me silent, then asserted, "Tell me, how many more times have you secretly smoked?" I wanted to explain to her, but seeing her disappointed expression, thousands of words were blocked in my heart. I had to bluntly admit, right, my promise has no value. I.e. phantom trash. Trash that's not even worthy of liking you, I said with self-mockery. I had held back for too long. If not said now, there would be no chance to say it later. After hearing this, Liu Ruyan stood stunned in place. The wind made her face turn pale. Silent for a long time, she extended her hand to me. "In 10 days is my wedding. I sincerely invite you to be the best man." Liu Ruyan's face was full of seriousness. When she said this, her tone was even more solemn. In that moment, I felt my heart skip a beat. Then I laughed loudly in self-mockery. The person I longed for day and night, now to me, wants me to be the best man. How laughable. How ironic. For the first time, I didn't take her hand, just remained silent without answering, because I completely didn't know what to say anymore. In this moment, I had lost all strength to organize words. Liu Ruyan perhaps realized that her tone was a bit too harsh. She withdrew her hand, looking forward said, "Let's go. I'll drive you home." I rarely argue with Liu Ruyan. Errant. "You going home with Fu Yan?" I had just finished speaking, before Liu Ruyan could open her mouth. Fu Yan had staggered out of the hall. Liu Ruyan saw this, immediately went forward to support him. Fu Yan said drunken words to Liu Ruyan. "Ruyan, I love you so much." Liu Ruyan rarely frowned. She patiently said, "Nam, you're drunk. I'll call a driver for you." "Fu Yan, slightly drunk," said Ruyan. "I want to go with you." Liu Ruyan, hearing this, almost without hesitation, indulgently nodded, saying, all right, I'll take you home." Even facing drunk Fu Yan, Liu Ruyan was still extremely patient. This was something I had never seen. After speaking, Fu Yan was helped by Liu Ruyan into the car, leaving only me in place, being blown by the wind. Just like that, left behind by Liu Ruyan. Not even a word of goodbye. After a long while, Liu Ruyan had fastened her seatbelt in the car. Then remembering my existence, she spoke up, "Yi Fan, take a taxi home yourself, okay? I won't be coming home tonight." After speaking, all that remained was exhaust from the car, unpleasant and suffocating. I was frozen in the wind until my fingers turned red. Only then did I confirm I was truly abandoned by Liu Ruyan. Tears welled up from the corners of my eyes, soon dried by the wind. The drunkenness had passed. Now my mind was only clear. After taking a taxi home, the teacher called. "Tomorrow, you have to go abroad. Is everything prepared on your end? Have all the procedures been completed?" "Everything is prepared." After hanging up, I looked around the room. Everything in the room had disappeared. Now it became empty. Now in my room besides the bed, it was almost cleared out. I had moved things gradually over half a month, but Liu Ruyan never discovered. Perhaps she had devoted all her attention to preparing for the wedding, completely ignoring me, her disobedient little brother. I lay on the bed sleepless. Liu Ruyan's words echoed in my ears. Tonight she wouldn't come home. What could she and Fu Yan do as single man and woman? While thinking, a phone call came in. It was Fu Yan. Fu Yan must be drunk. Dialed the wrong number. From the other end came a familiar voice. It was Liu Ruyan's heavy breathing. Just hearing a bit made my ears immediately turn red. I was already 20 years old, although I didn't understand much. I also knew what they were doing now, not having enough courage to listen anymore. I actively hung up the phone. The call had ended, but I still couldn't recover. My fingers trembled continuously. No one knew how cruel this was to me. Wanted to call back to question, but had no right to do so. After all, they were about to get married. Everything was normal. Even in the future, it would be a common occurrence for them. Thinking of this, I immediately lost all strength. I was so tired, really very tired. That night, I couldn't sleep. I sat by the bed, flipping through childhood photo albums, belonging only to the two of us. I tried to find traces of happiness from it, but whenever there was a bit of happiness, it was quickly flooded by pain. I thought to myself, if only I didn't love Liu Ruyan, how good that would be. Then she wouldn't avoid me anymore, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't control my heart. So I began to feel Liu Ruyan was right. How could I have such dirty thoughts? I began to doubt if my love was that bad, making her avoid me so much. Without realizing it was already dawn. Today is the 10th anniversary of us knowing each other. Previously, every anniversary was spent together by me and her. But this year, she and Fu Yan were engaged. So I wasn't sure if Liu Ruyan still wanted to celebrate with me. I called Liu Ruyan, but Fu Yan's voice came through. "Hello, is that Xiao Fan? Please pass the phone to Ruyan. Ruyan is still sleeping. If there's anything, just tell me." Hearing this, I immediately choked, just about to hang up. Liu Ruyan had taken the phone. She coldly spoke. "Hello, what is it? Today is the 10th anniversary of us knowing each other. Are you coming home?" After hearing this, Liu Ruyan was silent for a moment, then said, "Let's see. Anything else?" "Nothing, bye." After saying this, The phone was hung up by her. I added bitterly, "Today is also the day I go abroad." By evening, I was satisfied looking at the surprise I had prepared. On the wall were posted photos of me and Lu Ruyan from childhood to adulthood, witnessing the traces of our growth. I thought, having relied on each other for 10 years, I should also say goodbye to her properly. I had made a table full of food, all dishes that Lu Ruyan liked to eat. I had also prepared purple flowers that she loved most, but I waited for a long time without seeing Lu Ruyan's figure. Waited until the food was cold. Only then did I call Lu Ruyan. "Are you still busy?" Lu Ruyan, hearing my voice, irritably spoke up. "My business? Don't interfere. When to come home is my freedom. Moreover, I never promised to come home." My hand holding the phone trembled. I spoke up, "But today is our 10th anniversary." Lu Ruyan, hearing this, laughed mockingly. She said, annoyed, "We are just siblings, not lovers." "What anniversary? Don't you find it disgusting yourself?" When saying disgusting, Lu Ruyan emphasized each word. My face immediately turned pale. The fingertips holding the phone couldn't help but tighten. But I still suppressed my emotions, said, "I have prepared a gift for you." Lu Ruyan didn't wait for me to finish. Directly interrupted, "Another ring, right? I've told you long ago. Put away your thoughts. In this life, I will only wear the ring of one person. That person is Fu Yan, not you." After Lu Ruyan said these hurtful words, the phone was hung up by her. But Lu Ruyan's "not you" phrase still echoed in my ears. I looked at the ring lying in the box, smiled self-mockingly. Every year, on our anniversary, I always gave her a ring, and each pair was a couple's ring. I secretly hoped to wear matching rings with her, but all these years Lu Ruyan never wore them once. This time Lu Ruyan guessed correctly, but she only guessed half right. I was giving a ring, but this time the ring was for an elder. No longer a couple's ring style. I had completely let her go. I took the packed luggage, only leaving behind the ring and a table of cold food, with a bunch of flowers about to wither, just like me now. I left the mansion without any attachment, left the home of me and her. From today, I no longer have a home. When I arrived, it was already dawn. The weather abroad wasn't much better than at home. After I landed at the airport, people from the school came to pick me up. It was a female student, wearing a windbreaker. She held a sign looking around. Seeing this, I quickly walked over. She saw me, enthusiastically said, "You are Yi Fan, right? I am your senior." "Hello." I saw her hand extended, quickly took it saying, "Hello." Then the female student told me. Her name was GSEK, 1 year ahead of me, also Chinese. Later, if there was anything, I could find her. I politely nodded. Then XEE took me to my accommodation. The school was so spacious. Each student got a single room. XEE looked at me saying, "Quickly unpack." After unpacking, "It'll take you to eat." I heard what GXE said. Couldn't help feeling warmth in my heart. In a foreign land, I didn't expect her to care for me like this. This made me, who wasn't adapting well, have a bit of sense of belonging to this city. I went upstairs. The room wasn't big, but had everything. For a student dormitory, it was already as good as it could be. After I quickly unpacked, suddenly realized I didn't have ZXEK's contact information. When going downstairs, I discovered my worries were all unnecessary. XEK hadn't even left, still standing in place waiting for me. Her hands rubbed together from cold. Her ears turned pink from the wind. A bit of emotion rose in my heart. XEK, seeing me, immediately said, "Let's go. What delicious food this street has. I know like the back of my hand. Follow me. You've definitely met the right person." I smiled and nodded. XEK took me to a hot pot restaurant. Before even entering, the aroma of hot pot had reached my nose. I exclaimed, "Winter is indeed the best time to eat hot pot." Previously, I and Liu Ruyan both liked Sichuan hot pot. Liu Ruyan would buy plane tickets, take me to Sichuan to eat the most authentic hot pot. Thinking of this, CEK spoke up, "The owner is from Chengdu. The hot pot flavor is very authentic. You're really lucky." Hearing this, I couldn't help but feel interested, because since Liu Ruyan distanced herself from me, I no longer went to Sichuan for hot pot. I didn't even eat hot pot anymore, because every time I ate hot pot, I would remember those happy memories, then become sad. While waiting for the hot pot, I took out my phone, intending to watch short videos, but discovered the phone had run out of battery and shut down. XEE keenly caught this. She spoke up, "There's a place nearby to rent power banks. Do you want to go borrow one?" Hearing this, I smiled, saying, "No need." XEE, hearing this, was surprised. "Just arrived abroad today. Aren't you afraid your family and friends will worry?" I looked at the hot pot that was already cooked, picked up a piece of fatty beef to eat, calmly replied, "I don't have people I need to contact." What I said wasn't wrong. I really didn't have people I needed to contact anymore. I came here to become independent. I know Liu Ruyan, besides not liking me, has nothing else to say, but I can't live under her protection all my life. I should also go out and establish myself. Liu Ruyan, after hanging up the phone, used her hand to pinch her eyebrows. Today I wanted her to come home to celebrate, to avoid me. She worked until late night, just so I wouldn't suspect. But just now, her unrestrained attitude perhaps still hurt me. She sighed. Her whole body slumped into the chair. The brother who grew up with her. How could she not know what kind of person I was? Once determined, unless I hit a wall, I definitely wouldn't turn back. But unexpectedly, she had done this. Yet I was still persisting. Thinking of this, Lu Ruyan felt more headache. At this moment, Fu Yan called her. Ruyan, I am under your company building. It's so late and you still haven't eaten. You'll get stomach pain. Fu Yan's carrying words reached Liu Ruyan's ears. Liu Ruyan could only nod in agreement. Him, her boyfriend, could be said to be the perfect man in woman's eyes. When she was troubled, he cared meticulously. When she hadn't eaten, he would actively take her to eat. But the better he was, the more guilty Liu Ruyan felt, because Liu Ruyan couldn't distinguish what exactly her feelings for Fu Yan were. Only, I remembered when I told her I liked her. She panicked and immediately accepted Fu Yan's confession. Fu Yan looked at her extremely happy, almost bought fireworks to set off. But Liu Ruyan was just dealing with me. She knew if she didn't find a boyfriend, I absolutely wouldn't give up. Even when unclear about her own feelings, she had hurriedly accepted his proposal, just because at that time she was moved by him. Plus, Fu Yan was a good marriage candidate. That's all. After going downstairs, Fu Yan in casual clothes waved to her. She smiled and nodded, sat in the passenger seat reserved for her. After eating, it was already dawn. The 10th anniversary of her and me knowing each other had passed. Liu Ruyan looked at the time, feeling sad. After all, the number 10 years is so significant. No one knew what we had been through in these 10 years. To be able to have my achievements today, Fu Yan said, Ryan, it's so late. Come to my home today? After Fu Yan finished speaking, he didn't look at Liu Ruyan's reaction. After all, most of the time Liu Ruyan didn't want to go to his mansion, but Liu Ruyan refused him. No need. I have work. You go back by yourself. Liu Ruyan didn't know why. She kept hesitating. Although she was afraid I would have inappropriate thoughts, she also shouldn't have said things that hurt my self-esteem, thinking of her tone today. Liu Ruyan still decided to go home and see. After saying this, Liu Ruyan took the coat on the chair, put it on herself. The bottom of Fu Yan's eyes flashed with surprise, but he still didn't say anything. When approaching home, Liu Ruyan called, Me. The number you're calling is powered off. Please try again later. Called again and again many times, all with the same result. The bottom of Liu Ruyan's eyes flashed with doubt. Logically, normally, at this time, I should still be playing with my phone. How could I turn off my phone? But she quickly suppressed the doubt. Must have fallen asleep. Otherwise, the phone wouldn't be off. When she arrived at the mansion, she casually turned on the light. Light burst forth. The wall was covered with our photos together. It was magnificent. Liu Ruyan looked at the photos, stood stunned in place. She suddenly realized what she had missed. So this was the surprise I mentioned. Liu Ruyan squeezed her fingertips tightly until they sank into her palm. Only then did she let go. She told herself, after she gets married, everything will return to normal. The wedding was still a week away. One more week. We would be able to return to how we were before. Then, with a sense of guilt, Liu Ruyan opened my room door. Liu Ruyan tiptoed into the room, but just for a moment, she discovered something abnormal. Where were the decorations at the door? Entering the room, why did she feel no obstacles? Emptiness. Even inside the room, it was cold. In such cold weather, why didn't I turn on the heater? Liu Ruyan suddenly realized something. Hurriedly turned on the light. Light burst forth. The room didn't have the warmth as imagined. Instead, it was empty. Everything had been cleared out. Even I was nowhere to be seen. Liu Ruyan seeing this scene, her mind went blank. If it was just going out to play, then why was the room empty? Her legs staggered. Reacting, with reddened eyes, she sent me a message. She called once more. Still powered off. She called the butler. Questioned where I had gone, but the butler said, Madam, I don't know either. Young master said today was your anniversary. You two would celebrate together, so he gave me time off. Hearing this, Liu Ruyan's heart sank. She never expected. I valued this anniversary so much. Next, she thought of many ways. Still couldn't find me. Finally, she tiredly squatted down on the ground. Liu Ruyan seemed to have thought of something. She took her phone, frantically searched through contacts. The phone rang for a long time before being answered. My academic advisor sleepily spoke up. It's so late already. Yi Fan's sister. What's the matter? Liu Ruyan with an urgent tone said. Hello, do you know where Yi Fan has gone? I can't contact him. After hearing this, the academic advisor immediately became alert. Yi Fan. Don't you know? Yi Fan has applied for an overseas student exchange scholarship. If nothing unexpected happened, he's already abroad now. With each sentence, the academic advisor spoke. Liu Ruyan's face grew paler. The academic advisor asked again, Did you and Yi Fan argue? How could he not tell you about something as big as going abroad? Hearing this, Liu Ruyan was choked speechless, but she still forced out an awkward smile. It's fine. Thank you, teacher. Sorry to disturb you so late. The call ended. Liu Ruyan immediately lost all strength. Going abroad for what? He never discussed this with me. She remembered. I had once talked to her about the overseas student exchange, but clearly I had said I refused. Liu Ruyan used her remaining rationality. Asked the academic advisor to send my study abroad documents. Switzerland is exactly 10,000 miles from home. A round-trip flight takes exactly 4 hours. There's even a 7-hour time difference. Liu Ruyan looked at the documents. Her emotions grew more uncontrolled as she read. Her eyes were red. She couldn't help but grab the glass cup on the table, throwing it hard to the floor. She said angrily, Yi Fan, you've become capable now, haven't you? Daring to hide from me and go abroad alone. After saying this, The empty mansion echoed with her own voice. Lu Ruyan took advantage of her still clear mind, immediately woke her sleeping assistant, told him to book an urgent flight. Book me a flight to Switzerland as soon as possible. The assistant's sleepy voice. Is CEO Chu going to negotiate a cooperation? What cooperation is so urgent? Lu Ruyan was no longer as patient as usual. Less nonsense. Just do as I say. Sensing the heavy atmosphere from his boss, the assistant wisely hung up. While preparing to leave, she saw the jewelry box on the table. Opening it wasn't the couple ring as expected, but an ordinary ring. Lu Ruyan's first reaction upon seeing it wasn't joy, as expected. Instead felt disappointed, feeling empty inside. She always knew. Each year I gave her rings that were couple rings, but she never exposed this. Also never wore them. She closed her eyes. Blue veins appeared on her forehead. She reached out her hand to throw the ring away, but in the end, the ring was still clutched tightly in her palm. She looked at the ring with complex eyes. Finally still put it in her pocket. On the plane, Lu Ruyan wasn't sleepy at all, just looking at this ring in a daze. Still remembered the scene of my first confession. Until now, she still remembered. At that time, I had just turned 18. My face was shy, but still boldly expressed my love for her. Lu Ruyan only remembered her whole body stiffening. Her mind went blank. Usually facing $100 million orders, she remained calm. For the first time, she was flustered. That's right, she always pampered me, but gradually forgot. Her little brother had grown up. I would also develop my own feelings. All these, she had never thought about. I was the little brother she raised with her own hands. In her heart, besides not having a blood relation, no different from a real brother. Therefore she gave me a slap to wake me up, to dispel my wild thoughts. This was originally very unreasonable. If she agreed with me, she dared not imagine how much ridicule I would face at school. She dared not think about father and aunt in heaven looking down. What kind of eyes they would use to blame her. She would have no face to explain to them. So she couldn't allow such a thing to happen, and must absolutely prevent it, not giving me any hope. The plane flew continuously for 12 hours. Lu Ruyan hadn't closed her eyes even for a moment. She was anxious to know one answer. Why did I go abroad? Achieve in the country? She could give me the best education. She could provide me with financial assistance. She was even my only relative in this world. Why did I have to hide from her? Not caring about anything and just going abroad? As my sister, Lu Ruyan needed an explanation, and had to hear the answer. Moreover, Lu Ruyan had never thought I would leave her side, from a mischievous little boy, to now a 1.8-meter tall man. Behind all this, she didn't know how much effort she had put in. How could I leave like this? After getting off the plane, the assistant saw Lu Ruyan dejected beside him, carefully spoke up. CEO Chu, I've booked a hotel and private car. We'll see them as soon as we go out. Lu Ruyan looked at the assistant, saying, You go back to the hotel and sleep. I have things to do. Although the assistant felt strange, he still didn't dare to ask more. After all, Lu Ruyan hadn't been this angry for a long time. The last time she got angry was when CEO Chu's little brother got sick and was hospitalized. After the assistant left, Lu Ruyan picked up her phone, dialed the number she knew by heart. The phone rang for a long time without being answered. So long that Lu Ruyan thought I wouldn't answer. But before long, Lu Ruyan sighed in relief. My cold voice sounded from the other end. On the other side, hello. What's wrong, sis? Lu Ruyan had prepared countless questions, prepared countless things to say, but upon hearing this, she was completely stunned, speechless. Since my confession, Lu Ruyan had never heard me actively call her sister. Initially, Lu Ruyan angrily told me not to be disrespectful. Later, she gradually tolerated me. But now clearly Lu Ruyan had gotten the form of a dress she wanted. But instead, her heart wasn't comfortable at all. After hesitating for a while, Lu Ruyan lowered her voice to question me about you going abroad as an exchange student. Have I agreed yet? Lu Ruyan's voice was very stern. I still calmly replied, You mean this? I saw you were busy preparing for the wedding, so I didn't want to bother you. Besides, I am an adult now. I have my own judgment. Hearing this, Lu Ruyan tightened her grip on the phone. My words were flawless, making her unable to find any loopholes. She knew she couldn't talk clearly over the phone, so she spoke up. At the airport, let's talk a bit. Surprise flashed in the bottom of my heart, just wanting to avoid her. Lu Ruyan, as if guessing my character, added, If you don't come, I will come to your school. Switzerland airport. Two people sat down at a coffee shop. Lu Ruyan spoke first. About going abroad, I don't agree. This afternoon, I will go to your school to handle procedures. Lu Ruyan's words were full of authority and allowed no opposition, making me laugh mockingly in response. Lu Ruyan was still the same. Said one meant one, making people not dare to disobey. But I was no longer my former self. I spoke up. Although you are my sister, have many kindnesses toward me, but you don't have the right to interfere in my life. You said it yourself. I should have my own life. Don't have thoughts that shouldn't be there. Now I've done it. Why are you still not satisfied? After I finished speaking, I coldly added, The procedures. I won't do them. I have my own judgment. Lu Ruyan looked at me in front of her. I who never disobeyed her before, but now was firmly against her. Lu Ruyan suddenly felt she seemed to really not be able to control me anymore, and the words I said were truly what she had said to me. Back then, she said harsh words to me. Why don't you have your own life? Can't revolve around me your whole life. But she only said it to make me give up. Not seriously. seeing the boomerang stick into herself. Liu Ruyan could only self-mockingly smile. Being tough didn't work, so she could only try being gentle. Liu Ruyan spoke up. What's not good about staying in the country? I've already paved a road for you that others wouldn't encounter in a lifetime. The things you eat and use are things others couldn't buy even working for a month. What more are you unsatisfied with? I can satisfy you with everything. When Liu Ruyan said these words, her eyes were full of incomprehension. I smiled scornfully. Liu Ruyan was always like this, thinking money could solve everything. But money isn't omnipotent. It can't satisfy everything. Liu Ruyan saw me not saying anything for half a day. She couldn't help but urge, say something. Why did you quietly go abroad to study? I looked at Liu Ruyan, stared at her, sarcastically said, why did I go abroad? Don't you know? After I said this, Liu Ruyan stood stunned in place. She didn't think I would put the issue on the table. She understood what I was talking about, understood too well. How could she not understand? But what I wanted, she couldn't give, also couldn't bear to give. She was exactly 5 years older than me. I was young and might not understand things, but she couldn't be like that. She couldn't selfishly let me fall into public opinion. From the moment her family only had her little brother left, she had already determined to take on the responsibility of caring for her brother. She might not be happy, but her little brother must be happy. Therefore, she couldn't allow such a stain to appear. I was the person she watched grow up, a spotless white paper, absolutely not allowed to be tainted like that, especially since that person was herself. Liu Ruyan awkwardly rubbed her hands, not knowing how to speak to me. But when I saw Liu Ruyan's awkward expression, suddenly laughed. I was just joking. You didn't really believe it, did you? When I said these words, my eyes welled up with moisture. I pretended to casually wipe it away, then stood up preparing to leave. Liu Ruyan, seeing this, hurriedly called me back. Really not coming home with me anymore? Liu Ruyan's voice carried a bit of uncertainty and fear, but I looked at her, seriously said, that cold mansion, is it still my home? Liu Ruyan immediately answered, of course it still is. Forever will be. I didn't respond, continued saying, in the mansion, 1 or 2 weeks without seeing you once. Each time you come home, just to sleep, leave early in the morning. How is it different from a hotel? When saying hotel, I emphasized each word. My words, each word and sentence hit Liu Ruyan's heart, making Liu Ruyan's whole body cold. She tried to explain, but couldn't open her mouth. She had avoided me. The times she came home indeed became fewer, but she had never thought whether I was lonely or not, whether I was sad being home alone. She had also never thought, all of this for a young man who had just grown up. How cruel it was. She just kept pushing me away, pushing further and further. After I finished speaking, I left. This time Liu Ruyan didn't stop me, not knowing what capacity she should use to stop me. For so long, she had truly lacked care for me, truly had overlooked me, overlooked the self-esteem of a man. Liu Ruyan for the first time developed a sense of fear. I seemed to really want to escape her control. We had been together for 10 years. She never thought I would leave her. After all, she only had me left. Liu Ruyan didn't know how to describe her current mood. Logically, she shouldn't have such a large reaction. But as soon as she met me, she couldn't control her emotions. Liu Ruyan sat in the coffee shop until the coffee turned cold. Her eyes were vacant, usually decisive with hundreds of plans. But today she was in disarray, until a phone call came, making Liu Ruyan completely sober up. It was Fu Yan. Fu Yan's caring words came through. Ruyan, are you at home? I am in front of your house. Your stomach isn't good. You must remember to eat breakfast in the morning. Hearing this, Liu Ruyan was confused. How could she forget there was still a Fu Yan existing? She still had a fiancé. In a week was their wedding. How could she, at the time of the upcoming wedding, impulsively go abroad? She collected herself, spoke with a hoarse voice. I've gone on a business trip, coming back tomorrow. Don't worry. Eat well for all 3 meals. Every day. Liu Ruyan said this. Her thoughts returned to when she first dated Fu Yan. Fu Yan knew she had stomach pain, so every day thought of ways to coax her to eat. At that time, I also, because of her stomach condition, brought food for her every day. One day the two met. Only from that day did I know this Fu Yan person was real, not made up by Liu Ruyan. I and Fu Yan simultaneously brought lunchboxes to Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan looked at my expectant face, turned to take Fu Yan's lunchbox. She smiled, saying thank you to him, but didn't give me even a glance. My hurt eyes she still remembered clearly, only remembered she had always wanted to choose me, but to make me give up. She deliberately in front of me, pretended to be intimate with another man. Morning in the country, but evening in Switzerland. Liu Ruyan regained her cold gaze, called her assistant. Book the earliest flight back home. The assistant gathered courage to ask CEO Chu, but we just arrived in Switzerland not long ago. Do we really have to go back? He was still thinking after work was done. He wanted to tour around Switzerland. Liu Ruyan coldly spoke up. What I said, does it need to be repeated a second time? I walked out of the coffee shop. Cold wind blew into my pants, making me pull my coat tighter. I also didn't know where I got the courage, daring to confront Liu Ruyan, even leaving her alone at the airport coffee shop. I only knew. I tried every way to leave that house. I wouldn't want to go back. Coming back to my senses, I took a taxi intending to return to school. Just getting in the car, a phone call came in. It was my academic advisor. The advisor spoke up. Yi Fan, you didn't tell your sister about going abroad? Your sister called me late last night with an extremely urgent, voice. You should call her back quickly. She's very worried about you. When I heard this, I was stunned. I coughed lightly to clear my voice, calmly replied, "Yes, sir," hanging up the phone. I lost all strength, tiredly leaned back in the seat, eyes closed but feeling anxious. Then ZAE took me to familiarize with the campus, introduced the school clubs. I was all distracted. CEEK, seeing me occasionally absent-minded, couldn't help but speak up. "Today hasn't officially started classes yet. Can leave the campus. If you have something to do, go handle it first and then come back." After ZEE said this, it took me half a day to react. "Oh, I am fine. Please continue." XEEKE looked at me strangely, but seeing I had returned to normal, still didn't say anything more. Arriving at the school library, XEEK told me, "Our school library, in all of Switzerland, even the world, is one of the 10 libraries with the most books. Later, if you need to look up materials, you can come to the library. The data is very complete." After DSEEK finished speaking, I didn't respond at all. CEK stopped in place, crossed her arms looking at me. I, after a long time, finally came to my senses. I saw ZAK standing still. Said, "Oh, what did you just say?" CEK, looking at me like that, spoke up, "Yi fan, why don't you go rest first? I happen to go to the library to read for a while." Seeing this, I apologized. "Sorry." Before finishing my words, CEK had interrupted me. She smiled, saying, "You don't need to apologize. See you tomorrow." After saying this, CEK waved at me, went into the library. I watched XEAK's back. In my mind, occasionally remembered what the academic advisor said. She was very worried about me. She searched for me all night. She today looked. Under her eyes were undisguised signs of fatigue. I thought it was because she was tired from work. Didn't expect it was because of searching for me. Thinking of this, I couldn't help but pinch my hand. I vaguely went out to the street. Used German to tell the driver, "Sir, to Yulin residential area. The school arranged accommodation was in a residential area near school. This is the way I liked best. Not being confined in school. The foreign education method preferred nurturing freedom, cultivating students' independence." The driver just about to start. I hurriedly called him back. "Wait, go to the airport." I still compromised, because I suddenly remembered she came to Switzerland alone. A strange place with strange people. As her brother, I shouldn't leave her like that either. When I anxiously arrived at the airport, I discovered the seats at the coffee shop were empty. No trace of Lu Ruyan. I spoke up and gestured to ask the waiter, "Hello, where's the person who sat here?" The waiter told me, "She left a long time ago." Hearing this, I was stunned. Suddenly, I laughed self-mockingly in place. So, it was all my own imagination. She only came as a sister to advise. Tell me, her disobedient little brother. That's all. Having failed to persuade, she gave up. After all, the necessary duty was done. The rest was no longer related to her. Liu Ruian, after returning home, a pile of work rushed in. These matters, whether big or small, all had to go through her. Previously, Liu Ruian was almost inseparable from work. For this workload, she never complained. But now Liu Ruian was no longer as good-tempered as before. She organized a company meeting. During the meeting, she became furiously angry. "Am I raising you all to be useless? Every little thing you come to ask me. Do I have 3 heads and 6 arms? Even what outfit to use for an advertisement you need to manage. And this too. At a business expense of $1,000 you also need to ask me. Can't you handle such small matters yourselves? If you can't handle it, get out early." Everyone in the company was scolded until they didn't dare raise their heads. They whispered to each other, "CEO Chu. What's wrong? Who made her angry? So furiously angry? I don't know. These days, just do more and talk less." After the meeting, the assistant tiptoed into the office, reported today's schedule. When reporting about dinner with Fu Yan, Liu Ruyan pinched her eyebrows. "When did I say I would have dinner with him?" Hearing this, the assistant stammered. "President Fu told me to add it. He said your stomach isn't good. He's worried." Hearing this, Liu Ruyan was about to get angry, but then remembered Fu Yan was indeed her boyfriend. She sighed. Finally, just tiredly said, I know. Go down." Hearing this, the assistant added, "Oh right, CEO, today when transferring money to Yi Fan, it couldn't go through. His card has been cancelled." Hearing this, Liu Ruin's face couldn't hide her surprise. "He's not using my money. Then where does his money come from now? He's still in school. From where did he get a channel to earn so much money? Studying abroad is a large expense. Without my support, how long can he support himself alone?" Liu Ruin's mind was very confused. After knowing this news, it became more confused. It seems during the time she distanced herself from me, she had missed too many of my things. Next, Liu Ruyan was always busy with company work, making herself numb. She looked at the reports submitted to her one by one, cross-referencing, making her unaware when someone entered her office. A voice sounded, "CEO, Chu, are you free? May I have the honor of inviting you to dinner?" She slowly raised her head, only then seeing Fu Yan with smiling eyes. Fu Yan's expression was indulgent. He looked at Liu Ruyan, gently speaking up. "Ruyan, no matter what, you can't harm your own health. Let me take you to eat." Liu Ruyan looked at him, wanting to speak but stopping. Then she spoke up to refuse. "I still have a lot of unfinished work here. You go eat first. I'll order food." Hearing Liu Ruyan's refusal, Fu Yan patiently spoke up. "Ruyan, I heard they say today, you got very angry. What's wrong? Bad mood? Lu Ruyan, hearing Fu Yan's words, raised her head angrily questioning. Who said that? Too nosy. Fu Yan, seeing Li Ruyan like this, couldn't help but stare at her. Liu Ruyan was originally easy to talk to, almost never got angry. This was the first time he had seen Lu Ruyan so lively. Fu Yan jokingly spoke up. Well, it was me who wanted to ask. Don't blame them. Tell me. Maybe I can share your burden. Lu Ruyan seriously explained. You don't need to worry about me. I really don't have anything. I am just a bit too tired recently. Fu Yan, seeing this, immediately stepped forward, pushed Liu Ruyan outside. Your stomach has just been taken care of by me. Cannot abandon it halfway. At the restaurant, Fu Yan looked at Liu Ruyan's distracted mind, tried to find topics to talk about. Oh yes, Ruyan. I heard they say Xiao Fan has gone abroad. Hearing this, Liu Ruyan immediately came to her senses. Fu Yan continued talking to himself. This kid. What's going on? Not even waiting for our wedding before going abroad. Do you think Yi Fan will come back to attend? Previously, you said you wanted him to be the best man, right? Such an important occasion. He can't be absent. After all, when I proposed successfully, it was also thanks to his blessing. Fu Yan spoke while smiling, but didn't see beside him. Liu Ruyan's face growing increasingly unstable. Liu Ruyan's face at this moment was ominously dark. Black as ink, she developed a feeling of disgust towards Fu Yan for the first time. She spoke up. My family matters. You should ask less about them. Hearing this, Fu Yan, his face full of disbelief. He didn't understand what he had said wrong that made Liu Ruyan so angry. Being together for 2 years, Liu Ruyan was originally quiet, but had never used such a tone to speak with him. Fu Yan cut the beef, carefully spoke up. Ruyan, did you and Yi Fan argue? Liu Ruyan's face darkened, pressed her lips without saying a word. She knew her tone wasn't good, but didn't intend to apologize. She also couldn't pretend to be generous to continue answering. Liu Ruyan, after saying this, pulled her chair and stood up. She coldly spoke up. I am full. You continue eating. Fu Yan, seeing this, hurriedly put down his knife and fork. He stood up saying, Ruyan, let me take you home. No need. I am sorry, Ruyan. How did I do something wrong? What did I say something wrong just now? I'm sorry. Don't be angry. You're magnanimous and don't hold grudges, right? Fu Yan, facing this situation for the first time, immediately became confused. He could only use words to continuously comfort Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan, looking at Fu Yan's flattering appearance, developed a feeling of guilt. She suddenly felt if she was being too much. After all, Fu Yan hadn't done anything wrong. She looked at Fu Yan, pinching her eyebrows, saying, No, you're not wrong. Let me calm down myself. I am very tired. After saying this, Liu Ruyan, ignoring Fu Yan's calls, left immediately. She walked into a bar. To be honest, this was her first time going to such a place, but she still pretended to be calm as she entered. Like an old acquaintance of the bar, she went to a private room, ordered the strongest alcohol here. One sip down her stomach. Her stomach rolled with burning heat. She drank glass after glass, drank until her best friend Qin Lin came to advise. Qin Lin arrived and seeing this scene gasped. Liu Ruyan could be said to be the most self-disciplined person in their group of friends, except for business occasions requiring alcohol. At other times, Liu Ruyan never went to bars. In these places she was seeing for the first time. Seeing such a scene, how could she not be surprised? Qin Lin at that time guessed something. She spoke up, angrily said, Did Fu Yan make you angry? Sure enough, men's mouths tell lies. At first, he promised us he would never make you unhappy in his life. She had just arrived and already guessed it was Fu Yan, because besides Fu Yan, she really couldn't think of anyone else. No matter how gentlemanly Fu Yan usually appeared, not seeming like a bad man, she would absolutely stand on her best friend's side. Liu Ruyan, hearing this, didn't respond, just staggeringly raised her glass to drink another. Qin Lin, seeing Liu Ruyan like this, was more convinced it was Fu Yan. She immediately took out her phone to call Fu Yan. Liu Ruyan, seeing this, stopped her. She gently spoke up, It's not him. Qin Lin, hearing this, covered her mouth with her hand. She looked at Liu Ruyan in shock, finally exclaimed in disbelief, Liu Ruyan, no way. Are you having an affair? Liu Ruyan closed her eyes without saying a word. Qin Lin became even more convinced that her guess just now was correct. She looked at Liu Ruyan, shouting, Liu Ruyan, in a few more days you'll be married. How can you still be thinking of another man? She shouted very loudly, tried to use this method to make Liu Ruyan sober up, but Liu Ruyan just laughed then cried. She self-mockingly said, That's right. Why do I like him? How can I like him? After saying this, a stream of hot tears on Liu Ruyan's collarbone. Liu Ruyan painfully covered her face with her arm, finally cried loudly. Her shoulders shook in waves, making Qin Lin look at her with endless heartache. Qin Lin immediately had no more strength to blame her, because this was the first time she had seen Liu Ruyan like this. She cried so miserably, making one's heart tighten. As Liu Ruyan's best friend, Qin Lin had heard about her story more or less. It was said that when Liu Ruyan was 15 years old, her father and stepmother died in a fire, but from beginning to end, she didn't shed a single tear. Everyone around was surprised looking at her. Some even said she was cold-hearted to the bone, an ungrateful wolf. Even when her own parents died, she couldn't squeeze out a tear. How could there be someone so cold and heartless in the world? But those who understood Lu Ruyan all knew. Lu Ruyan was a person who valued relationships. She especially cherished everyone around her. Her feelings ran so deep that she couldn't even bring herself to fire an old servant. Each meal, she would only eat the same dish. With friends, she was also willing to give endlessly, not seeking returns. How could such a person be cold-hearted? It's just that. She had shouldered the responsibility of raising her brother from a young age. Growing up, it wasn't that she didn't know how to cry. She wasn't cold-hearted either. She just lost the right to cry from that moment. In the family, someone had to bear the heavy responsibility. That person couldn't be her 10-year-old brother. That person could only be her, and it must be her. Qinlin, hearing Lu Ruyan's unrestrained crying, but didn't know how to comfort her, because she didn't know who that man was. Who could make Lu Ruyan cry like this? Perhaps it was repressed in her heart for too long. Lu Ruyan's tears were like a broken string, flowing endlessly. Qinlin paced back and forth anxiously. Her mind was spinning quickly. Yu Ruyan besides Fu Yan. Who else did she contact? In just a moment, Qinlin had a bold thought. This thought was so bold that she didn't dare think carefully. She secretly took Lu Ruyan's phone, dialed the top number in the contact list. A familiar male voice sounded from the phone. Hello. Qinlin, hearing this, immediately spoke up. Hello. I am your sister's best friend. We've met before. Hi. What's the matter? My cold voice sounded. Your sister is drunk at a bar. Can you come pick her up? After saying this, the other end of the line was silent. After a while, I spoke. Up. I am sorry. I have already gone abroad. Please find your sister's boyfriend. My voice carried a sense of distance, making Qinlin disappointed. Gone abroad? Could it be as she guessed? She spoke again. Ruyan just cried. Do you know why? I asked her, but she wouldn't say. The next second I was cold, then suddenly panicked. She cried? In the past 10 years, I have never seen her cry. I even thought she couldn't cry anymore. Not long after, I regained my composure. I thought in my mind about the reason she cried. Not long after I confirmed my thought. It must be because of Fu Yan. Besides Fu Yan, I don't believe there is anything else that could affect Li Ruyan's emotions. Therefore, I spoke up. I think for this matter, you can ask Fu Yan. It's nothing. I'll hang up first. After the call ended, Qinlin thought more and felt something was wrong. My reaction just now was too abnormal. A normal brother, how could push his sister away? After that, Qinlin tried to probe by saying to Lu Ruyan, Ruyan, just now I called your brother. Hearing this, Lu Ruyan immediately stopped crying. Her hair was disheveled, usually neat. Now she was using her hands to wipe tears messily, looking very miserable. She anxiously spoke up, her eyes carrying hope. What did he say? Qinlin replied, he said it's nothing, and hung up. Told me to find Fu Yan. Yu Ruyan's hopeful mood immediately disappeared. Her face full of disappointment and sadness, she continued to listlessly drink. Qinlin suddenly became frighteningly clear-headed, having been in relationships for so long. What hadn't she seen? Between Lu Ruyan and me, there must be an issue. So she looked at Liu Ruyan, couldn't help but ask, the person you like? Is it your brother Yi Fan? Hearing this, Lu Ruyan's expression became panicked. She stammered, don't talk nonsense. How could it be? The more Lu Ruyan stammered, the more Qinlin confirmed. The person Liu Ruyan liked was me. Qinlin seriously looked at her saying, Ruyan, this is the first time I've seen you suffer like this. If you like him, then grab him. If you don't seize the opportunity, Yi Fan will run away. Seeing that Qinlin had confirmed the answer, Lu Ruyan, with tears in her eyes, self-mockingly spoke up, don't you find it disgusting? I watched him grow up from childhood, yet I developed such dirty thoughts. Lu Ruyan's expression was blank, like a child who had done something wrong. Qinlin understood her concerns. Lu Ruyan, her whole life had weighed pros and cons. Her whole life had always thought for others, finally hesitating and missing her own happiness. As a friend, she couldn't watch Liu Ruyan like this. She encouragingly spoke up. You don't have a blood relationship, pursuing true love. What's wrong with that? Now the only thing you need to do is to be clear with Fu Yan. Liu Ruyan, when hearing this, immediately became sober. Fu Yan, I have already wronged him. I can't wrong Fu Yan any further. She immediately sobered up from the alcohol. She gratefully looked at Qinlin, then left the bar, took a taxi to Fu Yan's home. Fu Yan, looking at her, happily spoke up, Ruyan, you're not angry anymore? I called you many times. You didn't answer any. I thought you wouldn't pay attention to me anymore. Liu Ruyan, seeing Fu Yan like this, became more determined to be clear with him. She spoke up, Fu Yan, there's something that if continued, will hurt you. Fu Yan, as if not hearing, spoke up, interrupting her. Ruyan, the wedding dress style, I sent you many sets. Which one do you like? This time, Liu Ruyan no longer pretended to be foolish, but looked at Fu Yan, seriously said, the person I have always liked is Yi Fan. It's just that I was timid and cowardly, not daring to admit it. I am sorry I can't deceive myself anymore. Also can't continue to deceive you. Liu Ruyan initially indeed felt it was absurd, but later on, in her mind occasionally appeared my face. Sometimes even in dreams it was all about me, but she always told herself, it was just familial affection. Nothing to do with love. But until I went abroad, Liu Ruyan realized, her feelings for me had surpassed family affection. At that time in her mind there was only one thought, that was to meet me. She had never thought I would leave her life. She had always included me in her future plans, so she chose to face her emotions, even if she became a sinner criticized by everyone. Fu Yan hearing this, his whole body was like being struck by lightning in clear skies. His figure swayed, gradually becoming unsteady. He felt the world spinning, continuously using his hands to rub his temples, digesting the information Lu Ruyan conveyed. After a while, he supported himself on the table, in disbelief spoke up. How could it be? Isn't Yi Fan your brother? Lu Ruyan seeing this, added, not by blood. We have different fathers and mothers. Hearing this, Fu Yan suddenly laughed self-mockingly. He grabbed Lu Ruyan's shoulders saying, Ruyan, you're joking, right? Liu Ruyan shook her head, until he confirmed again and again. Liu Ruyan was telling the truth. Fu Yan's emotions collapsed. Liu Ruyan, aren't you disgusted? Legally, he is your brother, yet you like him. Has your brain been soaked in water? You're already 25 years old. Children don't understand things. You follow his wrongdoing too? Liu Ruyan silently watched him go crazy, not saying a word, letting him scold. She knew in this matter she was truly wrong. She was wrong miserably. She shouldn't have, because of wanting to silence me. Casually found Fu Yan as a boyfriend. She shouldn't have betrayed his sincerity. She especially shouldn't have dated him for 2 years, even accepting his proposal. Fu Yan continued saying, in a few days is our wedding. How do you want me to explain to my parents? Where do you want me to put my face? You've made me, Fu Yan, become the most vile laughingstock in the city. Liu Ruyan said to this point. Fu Yan lowered his finger, pointing at Liu Ruyan. He no longer had the gentleman demeanor as before, only used a threatening tone. Coldly said, after you break up with me, I don't guarantee what the Fu family will do to the ELU group. Fu Yan thought Liu Ruyan would be threatened by his words, but Liu Ruyan hearing this, only bowed deeply to Fu Yan. I'm sorry. I can't marry you. After saying this, Liu Ruyan turned and quickly walked out of the mansion. Everything in her life she could compromise. Only this matter. She didn't want to compromise. She wanted to fight for herself once. No matter how great the risk, she was willing to bear it. She returned to the mansion, took out the small box she cherished. Inside were the couple rings I gave her on each birthday. She carefully took them out, finally put all into her bag. Then she boarded a plane to Switzerland. When she arrived, she called me. The phone continuously heard busy signals, until finally couldn't call at all. Liu Ruyan realized she had been added to my blacklist. She frantically continued to call, but the result was no different from before, and she stood stunned in place. This time she didn't bring her assistant, just herself alone. Now arriving in Switzerland, I had blocked her, but Liu Ruyan was only stunned for a moment, then immediately regained her composure. She found my current address, knocked on the door outside. She checked the schedule. At this time I had no class. I also didn't have many friends, so I was always at home. But when she knocked on the door, no one answered. Liu Ruyan still couldn't contact me, could only stand outside the door waiting for me to return. This was the first time she waited for someone. Normally no customer ever arrived late. Fu Yan even more so. Each date he arrived 15 minutes early, never making her wait. But today she patiently stood at my door, just to be able to see me face to face. The cold wind outside blew in, cold to the point she couldn't help but shiver. She rubbed her hands to warm herself, but all of this was just temporary. The cold on her body was unavoidable. When Liu Ruyan was almost dozing off, she heard a familiar voice from downstairs. She opened the hallway window to look down. It was me. Her eyes showed joy. But beside me was another girl. That girl looked very bright. When talking, her eyes carried light, making people feel comfortable. Who was she? Why did I look so close to her? Liu Ruyan's heart was immediately filled with doubt. Her heart tightened. She couldn't help but feel bitter. All these years, besides her, there had never been any other girl by my side. Even talking was rare. Yet now I had just gone abroad for a short time. By my side, there was already another girl. This made Liu Ruyan unable to avoid thinking something. After we said goodbye, Liu Ruyan heard footsteps in the hallway. She knew I had returned. She hurriedly took out her phone to fix her appearance, because right now her appearance was really miserable. I just looked up, already saw Liu Ruyan standing at the door. My first reaction was to rub my eyes. Was I having hallucinations? Why was Liu Ruyan here? Wasn't she about to get married? The next second Liu Ruyan looked at me, difficultly spoke up. Why did you block me? I heard this, hurriedly took out my phone to look. I had blocked too many people. Inadvertently also blocked Liu Ruyan. But I didn't explain, just changed the subject. Why did you come abroad? Liu Ruyan before, who knows how much wanted to hear this form of address, but now she only found this form of address jarring. Clearly she had prepared many things to say to me, but when meeting me, she stammered, not knowing how to begin. I became impatient. I opened the door intending to go in, and said to Liu Ruyan, enough, I want to rest now. It's so late already. You should also go back to the hotel early. Liu Ruyan hearing this immediately became anxious. She had waited here for hours, precisely to wait for me. How could she let me escape from her sight? She spoke up. Yi Fan, is that girl just now your new friend? My face darkened, difficult to understand. I remembered Liu Ruyan, besides study matters, never asked about my business. I was silent for a moment. Liu Ruyan added, I want to talk with you. Just for a moment. Liu Ruyan looked at me with eyes full of hope. Her tone was a humility I had never seen. In contrast to before, I would have long softened my heart impossibly, but now I didn't want to hear her say those meaningless words. Besides advising me to go back home, she would say, "Don't be stubborn." These words back and forth. I had long been tired of hearing them. If it's still about the exchange student matter, then don't say any more. I don't want to hear it. After speaking, my feet had already stepped halfway into the fit room. Liu Ruyan, seeing this, immediately squeezed in. I saw this, helplessly waved my hand. After closing the door, I put my hands on my hips, impatiently spoke up. "Speak. What do you want to say again? It's so troublesome. Your wedding has so many matters. Yet you still have time to go abroad to worry about this rebellious little brother." My tone was sarcastic, making Liu Ruyan heartbroken. She looked at me, difficultly spoke up. "The wedding is cancelled." Hearing this, I stood stunned in place. I incredulously spoke up. "Say that again." Liu Ruyan lowered her head, patiently repeated, "The wedding won't be held anymore. I and Fu Yan have broken up." After confirming I hadn't misheard, I used my finger to point at Liu Ruyan, questioned, "Why? Is it because that Fu Yan had an affair?" When I said this, blue veins appeared, as if just needing an answer, ready to rush forward and fight at any moment. Liu Ruyan looked into my eyes, sincerely said, "It's my fault. I like someone else." Hearing this, my whole body went numb. Couldn't believe Liu Ruyan could like someone else besides Fu Yan. Why didn't even I know about this? My mind was first filled with disbelief, followed by a bitter feeling. Liu Ruyan could easily like someone else, but that person could never be me. Thinking of this, the corner of my mouth drew a self-mocking smile, muttering to myself, "If you like him, then just pursue him." Liu Ruyan, hearing this, looked at me, joyfully spoke up, "You also support me pursuing him?" I pressed my lips tightly. "What can I do? Marrying Fu Yan, spending your whole life with someone you don't like. My life is already destined to not have the one I like. I don't want Ruin, you to be like me too. At least between the two of us, one person can be happy. That's enough." I remembered something and spoke up. "Oh right, who is that person who can make a perfect good man like Fu Yan still not be able to compete?" Liu Ruyan looked at me, slowly spoke up. "That person is far at the horizon, yet close at hand." I didn't react for half a day. After a while, my whole body stiffened in place. Liu Ruyan just then spoke up. "That person is you." After saying this, the atmosphere was filled with silence. I stood, stunned in place for a long time. I was the first to break the silence. "Sister, today isn't April Fool's. Stop joking." Liu Ruyan very seriously said, "I am serious. Yi Fan, I like you. Before I was timid and cowardly, not daring to admit it, making you suffer many grievances. Today I also want to fight for myself once." After speaking, Liu Ruyan flipped her bag, took out the couple ring I gave her at 18 years old. Her eyes welled with tears. "The rings you gave me, I have always kept carefully. It's not that I didn't want to wear them. I didn't dare to wear them, couldn't bear to wear them." I looked at Liu Ruyan's late love. The first emotion arising was not joy, but sarcasm. I mocked. I had liked her for 5 whole years. As soon as I grew up, I immediately declared my love. Now she avoided me. 2 years later, Liu Ruyan came to say she liked me. So lightly. One sentence of liking. Could it compensate for all the hurt she caused me? Why, just as she turned her head back, I must obediently cooperate. I looked at her painfully, saying, "It's a pity I've already let go." Liu Ruyan, hearing this, was like being struck by lightning. She grabbed my hand, anxiously speaking up. "I don't believe it. You're lying to me." Hearing this, I heartlessly pushed her hand away. I sarcastically said, "Have you forgotten? You said we could only have one relationship for our entire lives. That is siblings." Liu Ruyan immediately replied, "Those were all said to make you give up. False words cannot become true. Then why now turn back and say you like me? Now there's no need to give up anymore. Now my thoughts aren't dirty anymore." I said these words, blue veins appearing, like a wild beast just released from its cage. I spoke up. "I, Yi Fan, am not an object, called to come, shooed to go. I am a living person. Since you pushed me away, then never turn back. Why? I had already struggled so hard to let you go. You easily appear again, disturbing my life." Liu Ruyan for the first time saw me like this, momentarily stood stunned in place, not knowing what to say. She knew she had hurt me, but she didn't expect those hurts to be so great, even had rooted in my heart, permanently unable to be removed. Her heart at this moment was like being pierced by needles. She choked, saying, "Yi Fan, I am sorry." After I finished speaking, turned around to wipe the tears at the corner of my eyes. No one knew how much I had suffered these 2 years. I always worked part-time outside, finding all kinds of jobs, just to tell Liu Ruyan I had grown up. I had the ability to take care of her, but she never discovered. Even when I just opened my mouth to say one sentence, I was interrupted by her. Every night, I continuously tormented myself thinking I didn't know where I was wrong. I just liked someone, a sister 5 years older than me, that's all. Why did everyone have to tell me I was wrong? I couldn't understand no matter what. Why were my thoughts dirty? Why did I make people disgusted? All these hurtful words accumulated bit by bit in my heart, forming a sharp sword, each word like dripping blood, even from before. Being a lively, happy boy, changed into the gloomy, self-deprecating person now. I saw everything. My first reaction wasn't to obtain it, but to think whether I was worthy or not. For her, it was just a small matter. For me, it was a scar. Now she appeared wanting to lift up this scar. I wouldn't allow it, also wouldn't compromise anymore. Liu Ruyan watched my back. For the first time since sadness from a back view, she understood that whatever she said to me now, I wouldn't listen, so she choked up saying, "It'll go first. What I said today will still be valid tomorrow." I remained silent. Liu Ruyan finally looked at me once more, then walked away. After Liu Ruyan left, I slowly exhaled. This breath since when Liu Ruyan distanced herself from me. I had been holding it. Today, I finally completely released it. I lay on the bed dazed. Actually, the reason I gave Liu Ruyan couple rings was because Liu Ruyan had promised me when I grew up and gave her a ring, she would marry me. I still remembered I was very young then, seeing others propose. I also made a fuss demanding Liu Ruyan marry me. Liu Ruyan, being disturbed, had no choice, could only smile, saying a proposal must have a diamond ring. Wait until you grow up, buy me the biggest ring. I will marry you. Liu Ruyan didn't consider this joke important, but at that time, I engraved these words deeply in my heart. So on her birthday, when I happily brought the ring, I had hoped so much that Liu Ruyan would remember that promise. Unfortunately, she didn't remember. She hadn't even worn it once. I brought my whole heart to her, but she unhesitatingly smashed it into two halves. If she had said it at that time, the result certainly wouldn't be like now. But unfortunately, there are no ifs. Thinking back and forth, I fell asleep. Since going abroad, the quality of my sleep improved significantly. Also never having nightmares anymore. The next day, I looked at my phone. Empty. Liu Ruyan hadn't called me in the first class. My mind was still vague. Clearly, before I went abroad, Liu Ruyan and Fu Yan were still deeply in love. How, after not long, Liu Ruyan liked me, even was moved to the point of canceling the wedding, being together for 10 years. I understood Liu Ruyan's nature. She did everything carefully, very afraid of taking one wrong step. This canceled wedding, in her life, even her entire life, was an extremely bold decision. Thinking of this, I reorganized my thoughts, packed up and prepared to go to class. I, as usual, took a taxi, sat in the back seat with eyes closed, but the next second, my ears went deaf. It turned out we were rear-ended. The driver hit the back of someone else's car. I thought fortunately it wasn't anything major. Otherwise, I wouldn't even keep my life. The driver went to handle the rear ending, so no one was driving me anymore. While I was troubled that it was difficult to call a car here, the next second a car stopped in front of me, lowering the window. It was Liu Ruyan. She waved at me, "Yi fan, take my car." Seeing this, I froze for a second, then without turning back, continued walking, even forgetting that it was still a red light. The next second, a truck was less than 20 meters away from me, but I stood dazed without moving. Liu Ruyan, seeing this, frantically ran down from the car. Not caring about her image, ran to push me away. I was pushed to a safe place by Liu Ruyan, but received a scolding. "Are you crazy? Why don't you look at the road? Do you know I only have you left? If something happens to you, what should I do? Have you thought about it?" Liu Ruyan spoke while crying. She hit me, as if wanting to wake me up. She freely released her fear. I lay still in place. My mind was blank. At the moment when the accident nearly happened, in my mind suddenly surged many things. Each image was related to Liu Ruyan. The image when our house burned down. Liu Ruyan didn't shed a tear while comforting me. The image of Liu Ruyan rather not going to school, but gathering enough tuition for me. The image of moving to the mansion with Liu Ruyan. Also, the image after I confessed and was rejected. Finally, in my mind were all her good points. For me, one person, she worked 3 jobs. For me, she woke up at 6 a.m. For me, she didn't even have a bit of time to rest. I always didn't understand the responsibility binding Liu Ruyan, but now I understood. The reason I always didn't grow up had only one. That was, Liu Ruyan always protected me, able to make me in such a complex environment, still be a child. Therefore, I didn't understand. The social principles Liu Ruyan spoke of was because I had never encountered these evils, while Liu Ruyan, from childhood, had faced these dirty evil intentions, bearing them alone. Actually, back then, I saw Liu Ruyan cry. At that time we lived in a temporary house subsidized by the government. Liu Ruyan at 15 curled up in the corner crying bitterly. At that time, I just found it strange. But now, I understood. Liu Ruyan, even for crying, had to find a place without people. A person like her. How could she dare to have the right to choose love? Liu Ruyan's eye sockets were red. "Say something, Yi fan." I looked at Liu Ruyan's appearance, didn't speak up, but disregarding everything kissed her. If death is the end, then I want to enjoy every day after. I liked Liu Ruyan. Just now in my mind was all her. I couldn't deny my feelings for her anymore. We entangled without caring about surroundings. Liu Ruyan, after regaining her senses, deepened this kiss. At this moment, we exchanged our weaknesses and imperfections. 2 wet people embracing each other, finding warmth from the other. Liu Ruyan was kissed until her head spun. This kiss continued until, lacking oxygen, I finally let go. Liu Ruyan's face was flushed. She cautiously spoke up. "What are we now?" Before the words finished, I had interrupted. I knew what she wanted to say, but I thought this should be done by the man. I spoke up. "Wait until I come back to say it. Later I will clarify with you." After saying this, Liu Ruyan nodded. Before, I had waited for her so long, and now it was time for her to wait for me. The driver in the car couldn't help but urge us. We had to quickly get in the car. Arriving at school, while studying, I Continuously thought, what way of confession would girls like more? But thinking for a long time still couldn't come up with one. I couldn't help but text my senior sister. What kind of confession do you girls like? Xeeki hearing this was very surprised. She couldn't help but curiously ask, what's wrong? Is there a girl you like? Ceeki joked, I've been at this school for a year. Still haven't met someone I like. How long have you been here? Already found true love. Quickly tell me which department's female student. I'll help you discuss. My face reddened. Replied, no, you don't know this person. Just directly tell me. Next, Xeeki suggested many ways to confess, even found me many locations, told me the contact information of the places, for me to contact them myself. Just as I was preparing to call the location, a classmate beside me reminded me someone was looking for me outside. I looked out, but saw someone unexpected. It was Fu Yan. He was at the door looking at me, waving at me. He looked in very good spirits, not having the haggard appearance I imagined. Even when looking at me, still carried a smile. After going out, the first sentence he said to me was, life abroad. Is it good? I looked at him. I didn't think Fu Yan would be like this, politely talking to me. I thought he would rush forward to punch me, but I still calmly replied, it's good. Fu Yan's eyes darkened. He raised his head looking at me. So why don't you ask me? I, though finding it strange, but still continued asking, then how about you? Fu Yan sarcastically spoke up, not good. But it's all really thanks to your blessing, no matter how stupid I was. I could hear the mockery in Fu Yan's words. I coldly looked at Fu Yan, said, if you have something to say, just say it. Fu Yan, hearing Yi Fan's words, sneered once, then I'll say it directly. The relationship between you and Lu Ruyan is not recognized by society. If you know what's good, then cut ties with her early. I can completely view you as a child who doesn't understand, not calculating with you. Fu Yan spoke with a tone full of authority and determination. He seemed certain Yi Fan would definitely compromise because of this. He saw Yi Fan not speaking up, then continued saying, the souls of your parents in heaven also don't want to see you too, doing such absurd things. I couldn't persuade Liu Ruyan, but as men, I hope you have your own responsibility. Actively cut ties with her. Fu Yan's words were all criticizing their relationship, as dirty, as something that cannot see the light. This made Yi Fan surprised. Fu Yan was previously polite and refined, but the current Fu Yan was completely like two different people. It seems, those who appear more perfect on the outside are more unbearable on the inside, because they wear a mask of perfection, making people unable to find even a small fault. This made Yi Fan glad. Fortunately, Lu Ruyan didn't marry him. Otherwise, the days after would be unimaginably miserable. Yi Fan wasn't moved by Fu Yan's words, but seriously looked at him. I and Ruyan don't have any blood relationship. Choosing who to be with is our freedom. It doesn't concern anyone. We won't be threatened and bound by so-called family ties and so-called social principles. Fu Yan, hearing Yi Fan's words, mockingly smiled. You're really stubborn, aren't you? Just like Lu Ruyan, stubborn exactly the same. He didn't say more, but took out a folder of documents. He spoke up. Inside are secret documents of the Liu group. You tell me if I leak these out. What consequences will there be? Yi Fan looked at the folder, slowly opened it. After carefully examining the contents inside, I reddened my eyes. Cursed quietly. How didn't I see it that time? You are a despicable and shameless villain. Fu Yan, hearing this, didn't get angry but laughed. It's all you two forcing me. You two deceived me together for 2 years. You are more shameless than me. Fu Yan saw Yi Fan hesitating in place, gritted his teeth saying, I am not happy. You two also don't dream of happiness. Yi Fan looked at the malicious Fu Yan, furrowed his brows tightly, spoke up. What do you want? Fu Yan came close, patting Yi Fan's shoulder. What do I want? I've already said it. You consider it yourself. You also don't want Liu Ruin's career. She has worked hard for 5 years. All destroyed in your hands, right? After saying this, he smiled at Yi Fan, making an explosion gesture. Boom. After saying this, he took the documents and left Yi Fan's school. His steps were very steady, walking with an air of assured victory. But Yi Fan was panicked in place. I understood better than anyone what the Liu group meant to Liu Ruyan. What Liu Ruyan had contributed to the Liu group, not just her heart and sweat. She had even contributed 5 years of youth. The scene of her drinking until stomach bleeding. Yi Fan didn't want to see again. Now she had just gotten better. I really didn't want everything to vanish because of them. Yi Fan thought, painfully closing his eyes. The end of class bell rang. The phone had a call from Liu Ruyan. I answered. Liu Ruyan's happy voice came through. Yi Fan, class is over, right? I haven't tried the delicious food here. Can you take me to eat? Yi Fan, hearing this, complexly spoke up. Okay, I was gambling, betting Fu Yan wouldn't treat Liu Ruyan like this. After all, with the Fu family, it would also have a big impact. This is a matter of losing both wife and soldiers for them. The risk is very high. After meeting Liu Ruyan enthusiastically asked me about delicious food, but Yi Fan had lost interest. I was in a daze, occasionally thinking about what Fu Yan said. Liu Ruyan didn't discover my abnormality, just smiled, looking at me saying, do you have any recommendations? Yi Fan came to his senses, looked around, found a hot pot restaurant nearby. I pointed to the hot pot restaurant saying, then let's eat hot pot. Liu Ruyan excitedly said, Good. We haven't eaten hot pot together for a long time. I quite miss it. While eating hot pot, Lu Ruyan enthusiastically introduced the dishes. Try this beef tripe. The beef tripe of this restaurant is really too good. Yi Fan responded dully. Then I picked it into my bowl, eating for so long. Yi Fan had barely touched his chopsticks. Next, Yi Fan opened his phone. A hot news suddenly appeared before his eyes. Female CEO of UU Group engages in incest. When seeing this hot news, Yi Fan's mind exploded. I frantically clicked on it, found it was just a hot news item, but without any evidence. An anonymous person posted on Weibo, "There's a rumor. The female CEO of EU Group likes her brother." Below, some people held a suspicious attitude, thinking there was still no evidence, couldn't conclude, but there were also some people directly cursing. Modern people are open-minded, but not to this extent. This female CEO is going too far. Some people even directly used words like shameless. Reading the comments, Yi Fan's heart grew heavier. Lu Ruyan noticed Yi Fan's abnormality. Just about to ask, she received a call from her assistant. CEO Liu quickly checked the hot news. The hot news says you like your brother. Isn't this making things up? How could you like your brother? Do I need to contact the company's legal department to handle it? Lu Ruyan hearing this, her face darkened. She hurriedly opened the hot news, found it was just a sentence, then sighed in relief. She felt lucky. Fortunately, it didn't mention Yi Fan's name, also didn't have any evidence. Otherwise, she didn't know at school how much malice Yi Fan would face, and strange looks. So, just now Yi Fan was distracted because of this. She coldly spoke up. Go investigate immediately who posted this for me, within 1 day. After saying this, she gently comforted Yi Fan. Don't worry, it's fine. I've already told people to investigate. Most likely someone is joking around. Hearing Lu Ruyan's voice, Yi Fan forced a smile. Whether this was a joke or intentional, I understood clearly, because just now, I received a message Fu Yan sent. This is just the beginning. My people are always monitoring you too. If you don't actively cut ties, I don't guarantee I won't accidentally leak something. Also don't guarantee the Liu group won't disappear. Yi Fan looked at the hot news, then looked at Fu Yan's threatening message. There was still no specific evidence. Public opinion had already fermented like this. If Fu Yan provided evidence, I didn't know how much abuse Liu Ruyan would suffer. What big crisis the company would face. These things I didn't dare think about. Also didn't dare to gamble on. After eating, Liu Ruyan shyly wanted to hold my hand, but was skillfully avoided by me. Liu Ruyan looked at me confused, but still expectantly spoke up. You said after this you would clarify with me. Can you tell me now? Yi Fan looked at Liu Ruyan, taking a deep breath. I gathered all my courage and spoke up. Liu Ruyan, let's be siblings for life. Liu Ruyan hearing this, her whole body froze. The confession she had waited all day for. How did it become like this? Didn't they already kiss? Why now was Yi Fan pushing her away? Yi Fan, I thought we were already together. That kiss. Yi Fan quickly interrupted, answered, that kiss was just an accident. You can pretend nothing happened. You were right. We can never be together for life. Yi Fan's eyes carried coldness and indifference. Completely different from the Yi Fan who had kissed her before. Clearly all in one day. Why was the difference so big before and after? Lu Ruyan, hearing this, gripped Yi Fan's arm tightly without letting go. She looked into Yi Fan's eyes saying, did someone say something to you? Yi Fan shook his head. Lu Ruyan continued, then is it because of the news just now? So you're afraid? I've already said. I've already handled it. No one will know. Besides, we don't have a blood relationship. Why can't we be together? Yi Fan quietly spoke up. It's neither. Lu Ruyan, I don't like you anymore. Lu Ruyan's eyes were hurt, carried a look of disbelief, but clearly this morning was still good. I don't believe you, Yi Fan. You must be hiding something from me. After saying this, Lu Ruyan took out the ring originally used for confession, humbly looked at Yi Fan. I also bought a ring for you. Can I put it on for you? Yi Fan, seeing Lu Ruyan still not believing, had to use the final card. I have someone I like. Last time when you asked me who that woman was, right? That woman is the one I like. Lu Ruyan, hearing this, stood stunned in place in disbelief. She wanted to speak more. Yi Fan took the ring, forcefully threw the ring to the ground, making a crisp breaking sound. After throwing it, Lu Ruyan miserably squatted down, frantically searching for the ring. She who was usually clean now didn't care about her image, picking up that ring from the ground. When she raised her head, Yi Fan had already left. Lu Ruyan saw the pitying eyes of people around. In her mind appeared the image from 10 years ago. When the fire happened, passers-by also looked at her with such eyes, thought it was the last time. But unexpectedly, a similar image cruelly played out on her again. She was once again abandoned. In the year she loved me most, Lu Ruyan carefully kept the ring, found a place without people, freely squatted in a corner of the street and cried. Clearly, she had also touched brief happiness. Why treat her so cruelly? If this was punishment for her previous timidity and cowardice, then she was ready to bear it all and had to bear it. Her heart felt like thousands or tens of thousands of ants were gnawing at it. Tears fell like rain without stopping. If Qin Lin were standing here, she would certainly be very surprised. Usually even a single hair had to be carefully groomed. Liu Ruyan could sit by the roadside so miserably. Where was the appearance of a company CEO? Crying until lacking oxygen. Liu Ruyan received a call from her assistant. CEO Li Yu, How much longer until you return home? The company is in chaos now. Liu Ruyan, hearing this, stopped crying. The assistant's words reminded her. Behind her wasn't just herself, but an entire company. She couldn't selfishly, because of personal feelings, abandon the company employees, regaining her spirit, restoring her previous appearance. She wiped dry her tears, saying, "Book me the earliest flight. I need to return home." After returning home, Liu Ruyan was busy handling the company's public opinion. Looking at the mountain of documents, Liu Ruyan took a breath. Then she fully immersed herself in work. The busy days afterward made Liu Ruyan temporarily forget everything. Her mind was completely occupied by work. That day she was working at the company, received a call from Fu Yan. Fu Yan said he wanted to meet her, had something to talk about. She wanted to clarify everything, so she went. When arriving at the coffee shop, Fu Yan was already sitting there. He clarified his purpose. He wanted to reconcile with her, but Liu Ruyan refused without hesitation. Fu Yan spoke up, cruelly said, "He doesn't want you anymore. Why still won't you turn back?" When hearing this, Liu Ruyan roughly guessed something. She contemptuously spoke up, "Even if the whole world only had one man left, that man still wouldn't be you." Fu Yan, to get her, had not hesitated to do such things as stealing trade secrets, such immoral things. Liu Ruyan never dreamed Fu Yan would do this, and she had dated such a man for 2 whole years, even almost married. Thinking of this, she felt afraid. Fu Yan spoke up in surprise. "How do you know? Did Yi Fan tell you?" When Fu Yan said this, Liu Ruyan became more certain. Yi Fan was because of hearing Fu Yan's threats that he suddenly changed, but all of this no longer mattered, since it was what he wanted to see. She would satisfy his final wish. Liu Ruyan mockingly spoke up. "You think everyone is like you? A despicable and shameless villain. What you did to my company. I will let the law handle it. Have some self-respect." After saying this, Liu Ruyan picked up her bag, stood up, leaving the coffee shop. Fu Yan behind shouted loudly, "Even if I go to jail, you will never be happy." Liu Ruyan's back figure froze, but she still continued leaving. Afterward, Liu Ruyan arranged evidence of Fu Yan stealing documents. Fu Yan was arrested by the police, went to jail, and the person spreading rumors online was also found. Was someone Fu Yan paid to hire. He compensated a large sum of money. Now doesn't dare to speak carelessly online anymore. And she clearly knew the unspoken suffering of Yi Fan, but also didn't contact Yi Fan again. That period of time was considered a dream, brief and dreamlike. She once momentarily held her love, even though the dream had shattered. She could only accept it. After all, she once had it. The rest of life could only use it to savor. Afterward, Yi Fan completed his studies abroad, but didn't return home. Instead, registered for permanent residence. That mansion only had Liu Ruyan left. She didn't find a boyfriend again. Instead, occasionally stood dazed in Yi Fan's room. Yi Fan's room was restored by her to its original state. Even if the housekeeper touched it, she would erupt in anger. Abroad, occasionally someone would send her recent photos of Yi Fan. She carefully framed the photos. Each one was a trace of my growth. Yi Fan also, as wished, became like a sibling with her, even like an elder, urging her to quickly find a partner. And this year, Yi Fan would get married. The wedding in Iceland. Yi Fan's invitation reached her hands. The bride was a Chinese girl. Not the girl I used to block her with, but a small, cold-looking girl, hesitating in her heart for a long time. Liu Ruyan finally still decided to go to Iceland, attend my wedding. After all, she was Yi Fan's only family. At the wedding, everyone was full of happy smiles. Everyone who came brought blessings, but Liu Ruyan couldn't smile sincerely, because almost the person beside me would have been her. The wedding took place. The groom and bride exchanged rings. In the cheers of everyone, reverently kissed each other. Liu Ruyan, with tears in her eyes, smiled, mingling in the crowd, clapping. No one knew about her and Yi Fan. They just thought Liu Ruyan was missing her brother, moved to tears, but only Liu Ruyan knew. Her tears mixed with regret and endless pain. When going to toast each table, Yi Fan and the bride came before her. She adjusted her emotions. Watching Yi Fan embrace another woman, finally stopped and spoke up. "Sister, thank you for coming. Having your blessing makes me very happy." Yi Fan's eyes carried a serene and sincere look. Liu Ruyan smiled with tears, finally left a sentence by my ear. "Congratulations on your happiness." Liu Ruyan whispered to herself, "It doesn't matter if you're not happy. I want you to be forever happier than me." Later, Liu Ruyan spent 10 years to understand a principle. It turns out love isn't possession but letting go.